can I tell you, I love this book. It is so revealing. It is so honest. It is so raw. Uptown Girl. Why was this the perfect title?
Every time I've started to write a book and I've conferred with people and they go, yeah, but the title's Uptown Girl. And I'm like, but I don't even live uptown.
Yeah, Christie may live at the Hamptons, but that 1983 Billy Joel anthem will always be synonymous with the 71-year-old mom of three. And in her first memoir, out now, she's spilling all the behind-the-scenes tea on how she cemented her legacy as an all-American icon with over 500 magazine covers, including how that song came to be.
That song really did paint Billy and me at that point. Like, you know, as it's described in the book, he actually started it for somebody else.
Right.
Not a model, but a fantasy girl. And then he put it on the shelf when that fantasy girl thing evaporated and he lost interest. And then we were doing something one day and he suddenly said, you know what? I just had an idea. I just realized that I was writing this song about this girl that I was imagining, and it's you right here in front of me.
And when she's walking, she's looking so fine.
What do you remember from that iconic video? Because I mean, it is solidified in pop culture history forever. Did you realize it was going to be as iconic as it was when you were in the moment filming it?
No, we didn't know in the moment, no. We just, in fact, it was all so sort of like a big group of friends, you know, like, my dad's got a garage, I've got, you know, I've got some
like
lights.
A potluck for a music video shoot.
And it was I was so swept up into it like that, that I forgot to tell my agent, I forgot to tell my Screen Actors Guild.
Yeah, because you lost your SAG.
They were like really upset with me. I was losing it, but I managed to get their ear and tell them how innocent it was,
right.
And that, you know, I'll pay a fee, whatever I need to do to remedy this, and so they understood.
My gosh, a story with what a wild. You have lived so many lives, Christie Brinkley.
Oh, that's for sure.
Why was now the right time to put it out, Christie?
I mean, I better hurry up and get it out if I'm ever going to do it.
Girl, there's some juicy stories in there.
Yeah, there's some juicy stories.
So good.
And I also thought, then again, after every divorce, after you get a little distant from it, it becomes funnier and funnier. And I started thinking, you know what? Maybe I should do like a Nancy Meyers movie.
Well,
you know,
you could.
I'll write a script, and you know, because it's got the real estate, it's got the, you know, the clothes, it's got
the travel.
Yes,
the
it's
love.
got the funny exes and all of that. So I thought that's what I should do.
Do you give the exes a heads up as to what all's going to be revealed and shared? Do you ask permission, or do you just ask for forgiveness?
I mean, you know, with Billy, for instance, we spoke before, and he said, you got to tell your story, you know, just don't sugarcoat it, just say what you need to say.
Oh, and Christie goes there. Of their whirlwind courtship, Christie calls Billy a, quote, physically hot and charismatic man. The couple tied the knot in 1985 and 9 months later welcomed daughter Alexa. Christie writes about how the marriage ultimately crumbled under the weight of his alcohol abuse. By 1994, she hit her breaking point after Billy went missing for days.
I asked him for a divorce. Booze was the other woman, and it was beginning to seem that he preferred to be with her rather than with me.
But
at what point did you realize he was struggling with alcoholism?
Well, you know, I think at the point it's well known that he had a manager that had, you know, he lost a lot of money because of this whole thing, and it created a lot of stress for him, a lot of stress. and I think that's when it intensified. For many years, we balanced it really well. We managed to make everything work. But at a certain point, I just had to pull away, you know, for my own self-preservation.
Of course.
And at that point, I mean, I know that it was, you know, we did I would say a fairly amicable divorce, but I know it was extra hard on him.
How have you and Billy been able to maintain a relationship? Because it seems like you're still very close. He's the godfather to Jack.
Yep, and Sailor.
And Sailor as well. That's
Yeah.
remarkable.
The thing is, you know, I mean, Billy's a great guy. He always was. I just couldn't live with him anymore, you know? And after the rigmarole of going through divorce and all of that, we had to just find our way back to just having a great relationship. And with Billy, that was possible. You know, he didn't make the divorce some sort of horrible thing.
Yeah.
You know, we just went through the thing and we did it, and so it was possible with him to stabilize and move on.
Unfortunately, the same can't be said for Christie's fourth husband, architect Peter Cook. Christie writes about the gut-wrenching moment in 2006 when a stranger tapped her on her shoulder to tell her the unthinkable.
"Excuse me," he said softly. "I need to tell you that arrogant husband of yours has been having an affair with my teenage daughter and he won't knock it off."
I gotta give it to you. You don't go into gory details. You respectfully talk about Peter Cook. How?
Oh, nobody wants to hear about him. Let's face it,
I mean,
I think they've heard enough.
you had to go through it for 6 years.
At least 6 years. At least. It felt like 20.
I'm sure it did.
Ooh, yeah. So I just didn't want to subject, you know, I give one story to get the feel of it. I think it's the story of the shocking way in which I found out. But then after that, I think, you know, you can Google it.
After Peter admitted to the affair with his 18-year-old office assistant, what followed was a media circus and very contentious divorce and custody battle over then 8-year-old Sailor and 11-year-old Jack.
I would say to all, you know, men and women going through divorce, you know, that it is difficult. Time to go to court.
Ultimately, Christie walked away with custody and retained ownership of all 18 of her Hamptons properties, including this 8,400 square foot, 7-bedroom, 5-bathroom sanctuary she's called home since 1998.
I just love discovering more about this house.
And these floors are from an old barn.
They're beautiful. I love all the distressing and the aging of it.
Oh
you
yeah,
know?
there's a lot of distress. This was actually my dining table in the city until quarantine, and then I just like shoved it in this room.
It's perfect. What do you use this room for? Is this the family room?
Yeah, we come in to watch movies or, you know, just hang out. I keep saying I want to put a big, huge fireplace in this nook right here.
That would be nice.
And I want to turn these windows into a door and put steps so you can just go straight out to the pool.
Oh, yeah.
So those plans are, you know,
You
in the works.
Always got something
Yeah,
going on,
yes.
you know? And I love the nautical theme in here, the ties obviously to the area and the Hamptons.
Yeah.
Well, the Statue of Liberty has great significance in your life.
Oh, I love the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah.
She stands for everything that I stand for. Liberty, freedom, justice for all.
But you had a pretty monumental day underneath the Statue of Liberty.
Oh, yes, of course.
Like you and Billy got married
Yes.
on a boat.
Yes, right under the Statue of Liberty.
Right? You're like, where are you going with that?
Safe to say, Christie is now living her best life. Look at her now, rocking a red bikini and so confident. But that wasn't the case in the beginning of her modeling career.
You were open about the intense beauty standards that you faced. Eileen Ford, one of your agents at the time, she recommended you taking up a very strict fish diet.
Yes.
What do you remember about the model diet back in the day?
I remember she said, well, I think you should eat fish and only fish. If there's anything else on the plate, I don't care if it's a carrot or a broccoli, you're going to scrape it aside and just eat the fish.
Oh,
And
my
I
gosh.
was a vegetarian. So I was like, really? I have to eat a fish? And but I thought, for this career, I would have to do what she said. So I started eating fish and nothing but fish, so help me God.
My gosh. Well, I want to revisit one of your journal entries, and I'm curious how you felt looking at these, because you document a couple of your I guess your daily food intake.
Yes.
So,
And I was really, when I came across this in my journals, I was like, oh no, I seriously did that.
yeah. Well, let's take a look at one.
Yeah.
Breakfast: 1 glass milk with protein powder, 1 protein bar, vitamins. Lunch: 1 small can of V8 juice, 2 handfuls of sunflower seeds. Dinner: 1 spinach salad, 1 large glass papaya juice, and 1 0% fat yogurt. You had even less to eat on October 13th and 14th. But how much pressure was put on you to stay in a sample size?
Well, that's the thing. Models have to fit the samples. And so the first time that I went in and didn't fit the sample and they left the zipper open like that, I was so embarrassed, and I thought, oh gosh, that's it. I'll probably never get another job again, and so I wanted to be able to get into that sample size and not have it hanging open the back, or get out the thing and split the seams and we'll sew it back up after. And I mean, so I did the fish diet for a while. I did the whatever that one was.
What's your relationship with your body today?
It's fine. I don't really think about it that much anymore.
The ongoing theme in the book is, Christie, baby, write your own script. What's left to write in that script of yours?
Well, the whole second act. So I am really looking forward to.
What does the second act include? Does it include love? Does it include getting remarried, possibly?
Why not? Any of the above. Who knows?
Is there a special mister in your life,
No,
Christie?
not yet.
I love that. You
Not
still
yet.
love love.
I do. I do. I love love. I love being in love. There's so many kinds of love, and it doesn't always have to be romantic love, although that is a really nice love. But I mean, I just think that, right now we all have to just put so much love out into the world, as much love as we can all muster up for each other.